Hello and welcome. You're watching Race to Power with me, Mohammed Saleh. And let's start this edition of Race to Power with some breaking news that's coming. The American President Donald Trump has slammed the NATO military alliance for not joining hands with Washington as the war that he started with Iran continues to drag on. Trump has called the military bloc a quote-unquote paper tiger for not helping the United States out in trying to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which, remember, has now been shut for 20 days. Now, in his post on Truth Social, Donald Trump said, and I quote him here, "Without the United States of America, NATO is a paper tiger. They did not want to join the fight to stop a nuclear-powered Iran. Now that fight is militarily won with very little danger for them, they complain about high oil prices that they are forced to pay, but don't want to help open the Strait of Hormuz, a simple military maneuver that is the single reason for the high oil prices. So easy for them to do with so little risk. Cowards, and we will remember." Now, this statement by Donald Trump comes just a day after the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said on Thursday that the NATO military alliance is united and is ready to protect the shared interests, saying that allies are working to find solutions amidst rising tensions in the Strait of Hormuz. So this is a message that Donald Trump has sent out to the nations that are arguably the closest of allies of the United States of America, who is now asking the NATO military alliance nations in Europe to step in and help him out in trying to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. All right, now for more updates on this, we're joined on the broadcast by our correspondent Susan Thran, who's tracking this story for us from New York. Susan, we just heard that, social media post by Donald Trump there, where he's calling his NATO allies to be cowards who are not willing to step in and help him out in reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Give us a sense of what the assessment of the Trump administration is vis-a-vis the Strait of Hormuz. Did the Trump administration not expect that the Strait of Hormuz would be shut on the day the Americans would attack Iran?
Yeah, they absolutely anticipated it. That was one of the things that almost any even television commentator, think tank, and university professor came out and said, that's sort of one of the things that Iran may ultimately resort to. And the administration knew that this was going to happen. The issue right now, it really demonstrates this message that we see from President Trump. It demonstrates that there hasn't been a successful buy-in on the part of U.S. allies to try to get involved in this war, even though it's to their benefit, it's to their national interest, but they're not convinced to go ahead and send not only ships to possibly escort their ships in the Strait of Hormuz, but really assist militarily as well, at least openly. And
right.
This is despite the fact, as you mentioned, that 7 U.S. allies yesterday, they issued a statement. They did issue a statement in support, and some of them were NATO countries, but they didn't come out outright and say that they are going to participate in this operation. I think that's where the frustration lies within President Trump. Now, there are two camps. Some believe that those that have interest should contribute to the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Others say that this is no way to talk to your allies when you need their help.
All right, but this war, of course, was started by Donald Trump, and we have to see as to how long it is that the Strait of Hormuz remains shut, and can Trump actually dig himself out of the hole that he has got himself into. Thank you very much indeed, Susan Thran, for joining us with those updates there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.